Hey guys, what's going on? We are going to go over the best everything for October 2020. And when I say best everything, we're going to go over the best team in the game, best Alliance War defense, best DD3 team, best DD2 team, best U7 teams. We're going to go over it all. I like to do it in this format instead of a top 10 because other people do top 10s, but also this will show you where characters are applicable, and some top 10 characters are on better, or some top 10 characters won't necessarily fill out on a lot of other teams the way that some will. So let's get right into this. Our best team in the game still is Black Order. Can't wait till we have a counter for them. I was kind of hoping it would be Avengers because that would be kind of beautiful, I guess, with how it would coincide with, you know, Avengers Endgame. But I doubt we'll have that. I do know that in Alliance War that the Sinister Six with Doc Ock can counter them. Basically, a couple punch downs can counter them. They're not quite as scary as they used to be, but they're still our best, you know, faction team as a whole in the game. So that includes like Inhumans, X-Men, Asgardians, all that. Definitely Black Order still with Thanos. Black Order counter, the Black Order counter that I use, I've had this up for the past couple of months, and I'm not going to change it just because I actually do have video proof on my channel. This team can beat them. I will say in the video I wasn't punching up against like the #1 team or anything like that. I think there are better Black Order counter teams, but I actually have a video up showing this team doing it, so I'm just going to tell you guys this. You may know other counters, but I think this one will work for you as well. And then our best arena team, and this is a Black Order counter for arena. This is specifically for arena. But our best arena team is Black Order. Obviously, they keep running the show, still #1 ranked. I was wondering if maybe Doc Ock would come in and kind of like change it up, but not really. I don't think it's doing much. Our best arena team too, I'm at least still running this. I haven't seen much variation. I've only seen Black Order or this. But yeah, essentially what this second team is, whenever you face basically a team similar to this, this is who you want to use, just because you can have Sinister clone, you can have Yoyo apply offense down all the time, Black Bolt's always there doing a lot of damage, Phoenix for damage, Ebony Maw is going to slow down their Phoenix. I actually do sometimes run Invisible Woman for Yoyo. Actually, I do that quite often, but I still do this team occasionally. But I like Invisible Woman in this spot sometimes too. Next up, we have our best U7 team. I have a couple U7 teams, and basically it's more, there's not one good U7 team that will kill it all, but it's combinations of certain characters. So Ebony Maw, Thanos, and Minerva complement each other. Hela complements Minerva with Greg. You know, Minerva's going to be healing up the team. Anytime he dies, she's going to gain speed bar and heal up the team, and Black Bolt's there just for damage. Here's our next best U7 team, #2. Yoyo is going to be calling Black Bolt for assist. This is basically like a passive team. I have raid gameplay of this team, and it's just all passives. You know, Carnage is going to provide speed bar for himself and for Symbiote Spider-Man. Again, Yoyo is going to call assist for Black Bolt and give him energy, and Minerva is just going to be healing up anytime the other team loses, or anytime the other team has characters that die. I think this team's really solid, especially it's just fun to use, especially seeing all the passes go off. And then our best U7 team 3, Shuri is great in raids. What Emma and Sinister do together is beautiful. Emma basically applies blind to their team, slow to their team. She applies defense. She applies debuff immunity to Sinister. Mr. Sinister's there to clone if need be. Also provide a lot of healing for the team. And then Black Bolt and Yoyo, their combination, most people know about. All right, our best war defense, I'm going to say it's Marauders, even with the introduction of She-Hulk. From what I've been talking to people about, I don't think She-Hulk, Invisible Woman, that team will replace Marauders. There are more counters to Marauders now, but I will say one of those counters, for example, is X-Force. They can beat them. And then I've seen, you know, Defenders with Ultron. But I think the downfall of that She-Hulk Fantastic Four team is that She-Hulk will only be healing herself instead of the whole team. So I think if you have a strong AoE team that can deal damage to Human Torch or Mr. Fantastic and like really slow that team down and bog that team down by reducing their damage, I think that'll help a lot. She-Hulk will have a lot of damage, especially since she's going to be a charge character and she'll have charge attacks. But I still think this team is more of a longevity team and is more of a pain in the ass to get through than that team will be. But who knows? Again, she's not out. Maybe by the time that the November best everything comes around, I'll change my mind. But I'm going to tell you this team right now. But, you know, be on the lookout for that Fantastic Four She-Hulk defense team. Next up, we have our best DD3 team. This will probably change by the time next month comes around, but the reason Minerva, Ebony Maw, and Phoenix are on there is they have health steal and they do it percentage based. Phoenix, if you put the T4 into her special, when Dark Phoenix is out, she'll do 20% health steal. Ebony Maw and Minerva do 15%. Symbiote Spider-Man was made for Dark Dimensions 3, and then Carnage complements him really well. You could sub out Carnage and put in someone like Colossus, or sub out Carnage and put in someone like Thanos. Basically, these four right here are necessary, but this last fifth, it should be a complementary, either a tank or Carnage, that can go along with these three. Next up, we have our best DD3 Cosmic team. I have not actually used this team, but if you go into the DD3 nodes, you can tell that when you come here to this DD3, this is the Cosmic node. This is the last one. This is a team that's used by the top two guys. Granted, they're all doing the same damage, but you know, you can see Proxima's in there instead of Black Bolt. But I would say that this is probably a really safe bet, especially since there's actual proof that they can beat it. Again, I have not actually run this team, but I did kind of want to include this just because I don't know if people are necessarily checking this. I'm not going to do a global team during this month just because here's this team, there's a lot of variation. Here's this team, there's a lot of variation. Here's this team, there's a lot of variation. You know, there's a lot of variation for the global nodes. When it comes to the cosmic nodes, if you check it, it looks like that this team that's in here right now is beating pretty much all the nodes, you know, one try through. And so, again, a lot of people know that Thanos and Ebony Maw complement each other, and then he will provide ability energy to Minerva. And then Hela, if she dies, and Greg is still out, and then Minerva revives her, she'll have 2 Gregs, which is nice, and Black Bolt's there for pure damage. But our best city DD3 team will be the symbiotes. I will say I think that they might be they will actually be a great U7 team. But again, we don't have proof, so I'm not going to tell you guys to necessarily count on them for U7 until you have them leveled up and stuff. But I think this is by far and away going to be the best city DD3 team. Basically, what Symbiote Spider-Man is going to do in Dark Dimensions 3 is give all these characters 100% health drain, which is amazing. And then what Scream and what Anti-Venom provide for this team as well will help you get through those nodes. People have been able to beat the final city node of DD3 with just Minerva, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Carnage. I will say Merc Lieutenant and Punisher, I don't think we would be bad for this, but here's proof that this can be beat. I'm sure these guys have tried over and over again to actually get through that node, but I think with the introduction of these other symbiotes, it'll make it a lot easier. Again, we don't have a global team just because there's a lot of variation. Once I've done Dark Dimension 2 testing. Once I feel more comfortable with Dark Dimensions 3, I'll do a little bit more testing in global and see if I can get through that with one team specifically, or if it does need that variation. Once I figure that out, I will let you guys know, but I don't have any answers for you right now. I would say your best bet would probably be Phoenix, Colossus, Shuri, Scientist Supreme, and then maybe Cyclops, maybe Mr. Sinister. I would say someone that complements Phoenix, or Ultron. But if you're going to use Ultron, you really have to watch him. Do not use his ultimate unless he has buffs or has his bots ready. But again, global, I don't really have a solid answer for you guys. Best Dark Dimensions 2 team, with Captain Marvel becoming farmable at least for a short time. I think this team is definitely attainable. Hopefully a lot of you guys have Symbiote Spider-Man. He's still not farmable in those milestone orbs. I think he will be eventually, but this team can beat Dark Dimensions 2 in one day if you have Phoenix on the last node too. So you can unlock Ultron in one day. When you sub in Phoenix, you want to take out Invisible Woman, but this should have no problem beating Dark Dimensions 2 for you guys, especially with the introduction of ISO 8. I have video proof of another team kind of doing it, but I've tested this before and they can definitely beat it. So good luck. If you haven't started Dark Dimensions 2 or started leveling up, I would focus on these characters the best you can. Yeah, you need Symbiote Spider-Man for the Deadpool node just because there's a Deadpool node, I think node 12 or something, node 12 or 11. You just need to be able to stun Deadpool so he doesn't heal up every time with all those debuffs that will be on him. But I think you should hopefully be able to get through it. And then another best DD2 team, probably a little bit more standards, is AIM. AIM can actually get through DD2. From what I've read 2 days. I haven't actually tested it, so I'm telling you guys, I'm not condoning it. But hopefully, if you do use this team, you can get through DD2. Again, I'm not going to level up all these AIM characters to Gear 13 just to test it, but you know, I've been told this before. Our best U6 team is BKT with a twist. So we have Star-Lord, Minerva, Thanos, Rocket, and then Hela. I've already talked about Hela and Minerva, how they complement each other. But Thanos is going to apply ability energy to Rocket and Minerva, and Star-Lord's going to be there for ability energy too. If you don't have Hela, throw in Groot. You should also get through U6 with this team. Yeah, and then our best and last is our best DD1 team. So I have this in quotations. Anytime you see quotations, I should mention that. Is that this is what's probably going to be available for you at the time when you are doing this stuff. So your best DD1 team, you're going to need Mordo for Phoenix. Star-Lord will be a reward for himself. He's a legendary character, and you will probably use Groot, Rocket, and Mantis to get through that. So you will probably have a six-star Mantis, Rocket, and Groot, and probably a 6-star Mordo. You should be working on it, and hopefully this team it won't beat DD1 in a day, but when it comes to DD1, you should throw whatever 6-star characters you have at it and just get through it with time. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know where you think I'm wrong. Let me know how excited for symbiotes you guys are. Let me know how excited for that She-Hulk team you are. That's going to do it for this video. On this channel, I do guides, I do orb openings, I do all sorts of Marvel Strike Force stuff, so make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, all that other great stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.